Hello everyone. Hope you all having a good time over there physically. My name is Ghada Almoqbel and I'm the CEO of GCON. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak. This is really it's an honor to be able to, let's say, virtually speak to you all. It saddens me that I cannot be able to be physically there present with you guys. I'm sure it's tons of fun. And to top it all, this is all recorded, so it might be a little bit boring for you guys. I'm aware of that, and that's why I'll try to keep it as short and nice and fun as possible. Let's see how fun I am. So before I actually start to talk about what I do and myself and my experience in the industry, I would like to talk more about the Saudi, or let's say talk first about the Saudi industry in games, because I'm pretty sure not everyone here is very familiar with the Saudi industry. So we are a population, country-wise, nothing to do with gaming, but we are a population of almost 35 million. Around 58% are under the age of 30. So we are a young population. 21 million of us are gamers, so 21 million play video games, and out of those 48% are women, and we are also the largest market in the MENA region. And so these are like some quick numbers about the Saudi industry. I'm sure you'll find tons of like very interesting stuff about the Saudi industry and the community and all. But yeah, so now let's jump into the fun stuff, me. So what I do basically, I've been working in the industry for 8 years now. I've been more like working towards like the community and women empowerment more than anything. But some of the things that I've been doing, well, I've worked with PlayStation for marketing stuff. I've worked with that game company, also the studio of that game company, as a business analyst and a regional consultant. I've been around, I've been working in so many different places in the industry. But let's go back in 2012. So 2012, I was still in high school, I believe, and that was when GCON first started. So back then it was a different industry, different community, really different Saudi. We like to call it the old Saudi, and now we're living in the new Saudi. So of course, like the circumstances were different, the struggles that we were facing were different, and one of them was, let's say, we were not, as women in the games community, I will not even say the industry, but in the games community, as women, we were not exactly welcome in that community. And so that meant we're not even welcomed in the games conventions. And so that's actually how GCON started. It stands for Girls Convention, and it started as the first women convention in Saudi Arabia. So it was an annual convention. Our sponsors were we had Huawei, we had Ubisoft, and we had like the biggest two telecom companies in the kingdom as well sponsoring us. We had always PlayStation as a strategic partner. So they were really like huge conventions. Now back then, I'm not the founder of GCON, so back then I was just a member of the community. So as I said, I was in high school, but I was not aware of any other girl who also liked video games other than me, my sister, and my cousin. Well, my cousin was just there for me, like supporting and cheer for me, but she didn't even play video games. And so, being that young, you're kind of so passionate about the things you love and so passionate about proving that the things you love are, I get to do that. I get to play video games. It's not just, you could consider it a waste of time, but I consider it lots of other things for me, and I really enjoy and love them. But I genuinely thought that I was the only one. well, not that I believed I was the only one, but I did not know of any other girl who actually played video game. And so when I first heard of this convention, I actually did not attend the first one. I was kind of like suspicious, like, what is this thing that is for women only in games? Is it a trap? So I did not go to the first one. But the second one. So the second one was in 2013. And it was, I still remember to this day, it was so amazing seeing 3,000 other girls who liked video games as much as I do. And it was so amazing, the sense of community, the sense of like being belonging somewhere, to actually be able to talk with everyone about all the things you're so passionate about and all the things that you really love. I had a little malfunction issue, but we continue. So yeah, as a young girl, seeing all these women, being able to to connect with them, to actually be able to all like fangirl over stuff, it kind of it really meant a lot to me. It was fun, it was nice, but most of all, I wanted to be part of whoever enabled this, whoever made this happen, whoever made this magic happen. I really thought it was like so magical, and I wanted to be part of the team who makes the magic, right? And so it's really that day for me. I remember it still. I remember how special it was, but most of all, it clicked something in me. It really sparked something in me. I felt it. It really changed my life, that moment, without knowing it. Now, why you say that? It's because it was so magical to me. As you know, as a young person, like I was 16, 17, and it really makes you so motivated to actually contribute to the community who made that happen. So again, from the community to the community. So I started with GCON in 2012. I just kind of like volunteered to write articles for the website. And then, I graduated high school and started the next chapter of my life, where I became more serious about GCON, which opened so many opportunities for me. Ever since then, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity has presented itself, with even government entities hiring me as either full-time or freelancer for gamification projects, with other like gaming companies, with also different types of companies, even sometimes that have nothing to do with the games industry, but I was able to prove myself there. So I was able to prove my skills and my knowledge. So I got even other opportunities outside the industry, and I was still young. I was in university. And so it's really amazing how that community enabled all that. It kind of like, it really shaped my future. It gave me all those kind of amazing opportunities, and I really want to provide that for also other young girls who are so passionate about something, and would just want the opportunity to actually and really prove themselves. So yeah, in 2018, in that time, since 12 until 2018, I've got into college. I've studied. I have a majored in mass communication, strategic communication, and then I have a minor in political science, and I graduated with class honors. And I was freelancer for marketing, a marketing freelancer for PlayStation, and I've worked as a regional consultant and a business analyst for that game company. I've worked with other government entities for gamification projects. I've done social media. I've had a full-time job in social media, so I've done lots of marketing. I've done lots of project management, and I've done lots of business stuff. So that time was a really busy time of my life, but I loved every single minute of it. It's really important to have the urge to actually give back and to do what you love. So after that, in 2018, it's when, a year before I graduated from university, I basically took over GCON. We like to call it, so it was very organic from the founders to me. They're very lovely and supportive, but we like to call it the second generation of GCON. And so I became the owner and CEO of GCON. And so now we have different approach, different strategy, different goals, and even different team. So before 2012, it was a different environment, industry, community, situation, circumstances. It's completely different. But now it's not only the second generation of GCON, it's the new Saudi. So Saudi has really evolved, and it's continuing to really evolve. The country is doing amazing stuff, which include women empowerment and really investing in the games industry. So we're facing now different environment, different circumstances, and we have to evolve with that. And so in the different strategy of GCON, it's now we have first of all, we're more inclusive, so we really still focus on women empowerment, but we are also more inclusive to kind of like really benefit the entire community and not just one segment of it. But women empowerment and supporting women and helping women is still a priority to us. And so now we have three main let's say point of interest, but we also call them departments, which are game development, esports, and entertainment. And so before I get into that, what do we mean by women empowerment? So many people would say we empower women, right? So many people say we support women, but really when you think about it, everyone has a different definition of that and what they mean by that, and it really differs from each, let's say, company or place or country or whatever. It really differs. But so what we mean by women empowerment in GCON at least is two things. First is highlight talents in their work, so game developers, professional players, cosplayers, artists, whatever it may be. Let's create role models out of them, and let's highlight their work. Let's get it out there. Let's get attention on it, right? And then the second thing would be in GCON, what we try to do is provide a secure environment, a comfortable environment for women to meet and compete when it's esport, to meet and compete with their peers, with other women, in a place that really understands and delivers to their needs, wants, and boundaries as well. So this is what we mean by women empowerment. Let's understand what they need. Let's understand what they want. Let's cater to that, and let's highlight their work as well. So our projects, esports, game development, entertainment. Before we have different departments, and each department has a manager, and each manager has a team. And then we also work with the community, because all of us GCONers, we call ourselves, we also have other full-time jobs. So GCON is not our full-time job, but again, from the community to the community. That's how we actually operate and work. We don't work by ourselves. We cooperate and partner with our other communities. We work with the communities. So anyone who wants to work with GCON is more than welcome, men or women. So we have different departments. Each department has a manager and a team, and then the community of whoever wants to work with us. And so what we do is we do like the basics, market research, community analysis, and all that, and then we analyze the situation of women in that field. What do they need? What are their struggles? Are they happy? Are they angry? Do they face harassments? Is there like any kind of like discrimination against them? And so that's something that we really base our projects on. And so under each department we have different projects. And so when it comes to game development, I'm so happy. I'm very happy to say we don't have. The community is great. It's amazing. They help each other. I would like to say they love each other, but they really, I hope they love and help each other, but also like really love to help each other. So I'm very happy to say that we don't have any discrimination against women in game development. That's why our projects in game development are very inclusive to everyone, because we want to share the knowledge with everyone. So we don't have the need to have something only for women. With that said, we still love to kind of like have that small space, a small community for us women. So we do organize women-only game jams, which will be so happy to collaborate with international organizations as well for that game jam. And then when it comes to the second department, which is esports, if any esports people are watching this right now, I'm sure you know. It's lots of issues when it comes to women. Lots of issues to tackle. So many different types of issues to tackle, and then we have our like own cultural stuff. So we, women in esports internationally face the same issues, the exact same issues, but then there are like some certain cultural stuff that we need to be mindful of. And so our projects in esports are all for women. Actually, we try. So we had a survey for 100 women interested in esports or professional players as well, and we had a survey to kind of like understand what do they want, what do they need, what do they face, what are the issues, what are the barriers and all that. And so based on that, we also kind of like made our strategy in esports and empowering women in esports. And we do have like a community. We do have a big community overall on GCON, so women community, or like the gamers community in general, or the esports community. So last year we organized 6 online tournaments for women in Saudi Arabia, and we had 400 participants. 400 female participants in our esports tournaments, which is like a huge massive number that I'm sure that had never been achieved in Saudi Arabia. So we have like that a big community of women in esports, women in game development, and women overall like interested in gaming. And lastly, our last department is entertainment. We're still doing the conventions. So yeah, we're inclusive. Yeah, the government is like, the country is evolving and it's like supporting everyone. It's becoming more inclusive and all that, which is yay, fun. We love that. We still want our space though. So we're still doing and still organizing the women-only events and women-only conventions, and we stopped for a while now, but we're going to come back, and I cannot tell you how many messages we receive over the years that we've stopped, that women still want those spaces for them only to meet other women as well. And so this is basically, I tried to keep it as short as possible, but this is basically what we're doing. It's heavy stuff. So I'd be very glad. I'd be very happy to talk about this more. If any one of you guys would love to talk about this, so reach out to me anytime, and we'll get into details. So before I finish, I don't want to keep you all for too long, but before I finish, so GCON started with me as 16, 17 years old girl who really was passionate about just playing video games, and it really changed and shaped my life. Of course, lots of that comes back to the actually being committed and hardworking and focused and all that, but also it's a lot of like an opportunity that presented itself for me to pursue my passion. It's been so fun so far putting my passion into my work, and this is what we want to do for the future generations as well. And this is what I want to do in GCON right now. So we I want to pass that down to my team members. I want to pass that down to the attendees who attend our events and conventions and projects and workshops and meetups and jams and tournaments and all that. I want to give them, pass down that feeling that I had once of really wanting to be a part of this. So this really what drives us to continue doing what we do, and I really hope and wish that through what we're doing, we're passing down that energy to the younger girls as well. That's one aspect of it, but also we'd like to like support all women, so working moms, like who are really interested in working in the games industry, or also maybe stay-at-home moms who are interested in the games industry, because we had lots of those women come on, pregnant women or women come on with their kids who are actually really passionate about gaming in the games industry and the game community as well. We want to support students, university students who have high hopes for their careers in games. We want to support literally everyone in the games industry, every single woman in the games industry. That's something in Saudi Arabia, that's something we really aspire to do. I would say that's our mission too. So to conclude all this, it's been really fun to recall all those memories. Feel free, please, to reach out to me or to GCON. Our accounts on social media are GCON events. So you can reach out to us or to me directly on LinkedIn or on Twitter. I'd be more than happy to even collaborate with international organizations and communities when it comes to women in the games industry and esports and game development, or just, I don't know, like casual gamers type of thing. I love that. It's my thing, by the way. I'm not an esport player, I'm not a game developer. So I'm a casual gamer. So please, if there's any organization that's dedicated to that, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to work with even other communities, women communities in the worldwide. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. I cannot see you. It's recorded, so I hope you did not leave your seats and stayed to the end of it. If you did, I really appreciate this. So thank you so much and have a great day.